All right, so how many of you guys raise your hand if you read through this whole packet, or you just briefly skim, a brief skim? A full read, like I read it twice. Steffa, yes. You have this as a resource for you, and this is just giving you some ideas for how you might start to integrate your physical practice into your mindset practice, because your mind and body are inextricably linked. And this flow practice that we'll go through today, I do actually have a nested HIIT training session. We're going to go through and get nice and sweaty after about 15 minutes of mental work. The mind and body are so connected that we can actually optimize our mindset by training flow state. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means. Feel free to take any notes if anything's landing. Got spirit fingers, we got snap fingers, whatever you need to do. Smiling is great too. That also increases serotonin and dopamine to the brain. Good stuff. Okay, so I have some notes in front of me. So if you see me looking down, it's just my whiteboard. I'm a total whiteboard freak. If I ever see me at a seminar, I'm just writing on the whiteboard, trying to break really complex ideas into just bite-sized chunks so that people can apply them. You don't need a master's in kinesiology or psychology to be able to understand this stuff. You just need to understand it on a baseline level so that you can apply it and take action daily. That's the most important thing I hope you take away from this talk. So abundance and flow. So scarcity is the opposite of abundance. Now, scarcity, what does that feel like in our physical vessel? We might want to hoard things. We might think there's not enough money to go around. We might think there's not enough work. There's not enough clients that we can serve. Maybe we're going to lose our job. Scarcity can show up. Some people call it scarcity. Some people call it scarcity, whatever part of the world you're in. I tend to say scarcity, but whatever you're in. Scarcity is the opposite of abundance. So when we're in that contracted state of feeling like there's not enough, there's actually a really significant chemical reaction happening in your body, and also a different part of your brain that's being triggered to come online. So when you're in that scarcity mindset, it's highly associated with triggering the reptilian brain. So you might be in a state of fight or flight. Now, when you're triggering your reptilian brain, which is down here, the base brain, this is the first part of the brain that was formed in your evolution. When you're triggering your reptilian brain, you're triggering another part of your brain, which is called the amygdala, which then triggers a cascade of neurochemical response. So we have elevated cortisol, we have elevated adrenaline, elevated epinephrine, and it's just this subtle little squirt. It's just squirting out, you know, it's just starting to cruise through our bloodstream and be cycling through our bodies. So that chemical cocktail over time is, it's a low-grade stress response. So that's going to impact our organs. It's going to start to impact how we carry our posture. So it's really, really critical that we tune into that and become aware of how that low-grade stress is impacting our physical vessel. So we have some really powerful action steps that it can help you take to first identify the fear response. Where is that coming from? What does it feel like in your body? How to replace it with the truth, which again, this is a key principle of flow state of mind coaching. It's derived from the work of Byron Katie, just kind of more applied to the psychology of flow. But if you're interested in Byron Katie's work, write this down. Byron Katie, Loving What Is a really great book and resource for helping you love what is in your life and quit replaying the pain body and the pain story. Eckhart Tolle is also a really great one for unwinding the pain body. So when fear creeps into our brain, just the quick word, nuts and bolts, amygdala is activated. That squirts the chemical cocktail of all the things we just talked about. Ignites the pain body. Oftentimes, our body really likes that pain body. It's like, yes, let's get that response again and again. So then you start to create this feedback loop, right? So we need to stop that feedback loop in its tracks and replace it with something else. We've got some spirit fingers. So what are we going to replace it with? Breath and flow. Real simple, breath and flow. So flow is not some hippy-dippy word, you know, it's used in a lot of yoga studios. I'm flowing, I'm so in the flow, I'm in the flow zone. Flow is actually mappable in your brain. So if I was to hook up a bunch of little electrodes to my skull, and I was to look at my brain and see which areas are being activated when I'm in a state of flow, firstly, I can actually identify the brain waves. So when I'm in a beta brainwave state, that means that my prefrontal cortex here, my planning, my analytical brain, you'll feel you're thinking, you're like kind of crunching up your eyebrows when you're really deep in thought. So beta brainwave state, our highest productivity sort of time that we spend in our day is in a beta brainwave state, highly correlated to stress, anxiety, worry, depression. When we're in a flow brainwave state, we're actually going into what's called hypofrontality. So we're turning off our prefrontal cortex. Give that a little massage right here. Just a little touch, a little circle. There's a lot of nerve endings here in this little spot right here. So as I look at a cadaver, I'm going to see lots of concentrated nerve ganglia there. Crown of head, 7th chakra, lots of nerve endings here as well. So when I'm in hypofrontality, if you want to write that down in your notes, hypofrontality, I'm turning off my little prefrontal cortex that's just blaring online, and it's causing me to go into that stress response. I'm phasing that off for a moment so that I can turn on the higher functioning centers of my brain, which are, so if we were to look at the brain, we have different networks of the brain, which are comprised of various sections. So in one section, there might be like 3 little chunks or lobes that are all together. So we've got our salient network, our motivation and drive. We've got our imagination network. Right now, I bet your imagination network is probably running rampant in the wrong stress response direction, but imagine a new way is possible. Imagine that we're gonna get through this, and we have advanced like 10 years in technology just through this whole pandemic. Coronavirus. We've learned how to work from home, which might free up our work-life balance. We've learned to work better and team up with our teammates better. There's a lot of good that's going to come from this in the long run, but we need to imagine what is possible in the future. So we've got our salient network, motivation and drive, turning online when we're in flow state. We've got our imagination network. How can I imagine what I actually want to create for myself, what I imagine my future is like? And then we've got our executive network. So executive network, meaning we have a myriad of options in front of us, and we are going to quickly and efficiently select the right option without fear. So that's a quick way to kind of describe what the executive network is. It's like the executive, the CEO. It's like, you know, it's taking all the things in consideration and making the best decision for the team so that everyone can keep going. So when you're in a flow state, let's say we got our electrodes, they're on our skull, we're mapping it out, we've phased off prefrontal cortex, we're out of fight or flight, our amygdala is phased off for a bit so our adrenal glands can stop pumping adrenaline, our cortisol levels are going down, and then we're lighting up all 3 of those areas of the highest functioning center of the brain at once, concurrently. That is awesome. Is everyone stoked, spirit fingers, about that? Yes? So how do we get there? How the heck do we get there? Breath and flow. Now flow, going to a yoga class, awesome, definitely can put you into flow state. But the true definition of flow, there's a ton of research. Csikszek Mihaly is one of the founding fathers of flow state. He's done a ton of white paper research on flow state. Check out one of his books. Just look up the guy. He's got YouTube videos. He's got tons of books about flow state. There's also a couple colleagues of mine started the Flow Genome Project. They've written some really rad books. Stealing Fire is a great resource as well if you're wanting to understand flow state. But to actually get into flow, your challenge needs to be you're just slightly challenged, just slightly above your ability. So I'm just going to give you a little, this would be like on a graph. So that sweet spot of being in the flow is where you're just challenged enough and it's not too easy down here. So if, let's say my current ability is here and then my challenge that I'm given is down here. It's like, okay, that's boring, I'm going to fall asleep. Or my current ability is here and then I'm given this massive challenge, it's way up here, it just feels like way too high and I can't access it. That's not going to get me into flow state. You have to kind of find that sweet spot where your current ability, the challenge is slightly greater so that you can actually access that flow state. So what that looks like in training applications, we train sophisticated movement patterns here at the Flow Shala. Highly recommend if you're curious about training with us, you have a lot of time on your hands, check out the virtual studio you can train. There's 28 classes on the schedule streaming every single week from 12 different coaches that are all trained in how to elicit a flow state response. Spirit fingers, if you come to the studio and you like getting into flow state, yay. So let's just think about it from like a nuts and bolts perspective. The more time that I spend in a state of flow, so I'm in that hyper-focused gamma brainwave state, I've got all this activity happen up here, I'm lighting up this, I'm turning off this. The more time that I can spend in flow state, the more efficient my brain's gonna be in other areas. So I'm gonna ramp up my creativity, I'm gonna dampen the noise from the nervous system from fear state and how that's impacting my energetic vessel. I'm going to see more myriad of possibilities that exist instead of being in tunnel vision and just seeing the fear of like, okay, this is the worst case scenario. I'm just going to tune in on that and replay that over and over and over again. So by accessing flow state, you're giving your body the opportunity to actually turn off the stress response, work slightly above what your current ability is so that you grow, right? We need to actually grow and get better and do some more sophisticated movement patterns. And then how does that apply to our life? Well, we know the mind and body are inextricably linked. So if we are training flow state in our physical practice, and then we're waiving our training, which you'll see in your packet here, I give you grids to track the next 4 weeks of movement. If you're not sure how to track a 4-day wave, again, that's something that we teach here at the studio. You will learn that and be onboarded and educated on that in the virtual studio. If you decide you want to take a month and practice with us, it will absolutely shift everything in your life. But through that practice, that regular practice of training flow physically and integrating just a few stress reduction techniques, journaling and meditation, pairing those two together. So seated open monitoring meditation, that's what we teach here at the studio. We do a physical check-in, an emotional check-in, 3 things to release and 3 things to manifest for the day, so that you're gathering objective feedback so that your subconscious mind, you can actually start to shift your subconscious beliefs. Because we become our habits, right? So when we have an opportunity to look with putting pen to paper and to transmit the thoughts from a pen into paper, our subconscious mind then becomes a little bit more aware of it so that we can return back to equilibrium. So the journal practice can be really, really powerful for that. So I'm gonna ask you guys to unmute your screens real quick, and I want you to just share with the group. Let's have at least like 8 to 10. It doesn't have to be everyone, but I want you to share what is your biggest fear thought that replays in your brain right now. Just make it 1 sentence or just a word. So raise your hand and then just like we'll do 1. Who's number 1? Who's going first? What's your biggest fear thought? Hurry up. There you guys. You got to unmute yourself.
For me, it's that I won't be taken care of.
Okay. Won't be taken care of. Anybody else feel that? Spirit fingers if you have that. Jessica?
Mine right now is that my job might not exist in the same way anymore.
That's a very, very real fear. Thank you for sharing that. Who else? Who else?
That I might not have enough at some point in the future, like with money.
Yeah. Very real fear right now.
College won't start on time.
What's that?
College won't start on time.
College won't start on time. Yeah. All right, let's hear from 2 more people.
I am worried. I have fear of exposing my family to the virus through my job in the hospital.
Very real fear.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone, I know all of you guys have a fear thought that's currently running through your body. It's running through your mind. I want you to first, let's see, we're gonna go into our workbook on page 6. Fear thought number 1, I want you to actually write it down. So name it, write down that fear thought. And then I want you to quantify it. I'm really big on objective data. So I wanna know how many times per day that you are subconsciously going into that fear thought pattern. And just give me a quick little like show of hands. Is it 5 times? Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it? So Lou's got hers 10. Petra's like all over the place 20. Yes, all the time. Cool. 10, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay, where does it land in your body? So be with that fear sensation, the somatic feedback, which is derived from the concentrative nerve ganglia that are living in 7 points in your spine. Put a name to it. When you have that fear thought, how does it impact your somatic experience? An example, my heart feels tight. My gut feels really clenched. I feel like a pit of my stomach feeling. My throat feels tight. So I want you to identify where in your physical body you feel that, and then just put a hand to it. Belly, heart, throat, back of the neck, stress and tension, throat, heart. Third eye for Susanna, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so here is, again, this is the work of Byron Katie. She's a motivational speaker. She's a powerful lady, but I've kind of adapted this to like a scientific lens. So we're gonna first identify the fear thought. We've quantified it. We know how many times it's happening in our body. We're identifying where it lands and how it feels in our physical vessel. Now, I want you to ask yourself, is that completely and totally and 100% true right now? Not projecting off of could it be true in the future. Is it completely and totally true right now? And sometimes you have to be creative with how you're wording it, especially for Jessica. Will my job exist in the future? So in the future, it's very possible that your job definitely will still exist. Other ones, I know some people, will I pass it to my family? So is that completely and totally true that you have passed it to your family right now? Or is that a fear thought that we're replaying and causing ourselves to have that stress response over and over? So replace it with the truth. So flip it so that it's more of an affirmation or something that's actually grounded in truth. And those of you guys that have done flow state of mind coaching with me, I know Natalie and Petra and Sue, a lot of us, we know this practice, but this is just a good refresher to really be in control of our thought patterns and really recognizing how they impact our physical vessel. So it's great to have affirmations. We can have affirmations all day long. We can post sticky notes all over our house, but those affirmations are highly ineffective unless we take action, okay? So what's one thing that you can do today after we get off this class? Obviously, we're gonna flow and get through that physical stress response, but what's one thing you can do today to further disempower that fear and empower the truth? And actually prove to your subconscious mind that the truth is actually the one we want. So that's an exercise that you can do for your fear thought level 2 as well later on. Identify it. How does it land in the body? Give yourself permission. If it's not completely and totally true, give yourself permission to let go of that fear thought. If it's not serving you and it's just causing you to induce the stress response, give yourself to the ability or the permission to imagine a new possibility, a new truth. And then furthermore, take 1 to 2 action steps to further disempower the fear and empower the truth. Spirit fingers? Got some action steps we can do? Daily movement practice, daily meditation. Those are the basic things that you can do to provide yourself with self-care to stop continuing that loop, that pathway. All right, next question, where in my life can I create more abundance? Now, I know a lot of us are stuck working from home. For myself, I've been an entrepreneur for my whole career. I think I worked for a person one time in New York for like a year, but other than that, I've been completely self-sustaining on just working for myself. We live in a global age. You can build a website, you can create a service. People will pay you for the things that you do, but you got to start here. If you need further support on entrepreneurial coaching or branding or any of that stuff, talk to me offline. Somebody unmuted. I don't know what's going on there. So where in your life can you create more abundance? So think of the way that you have sustained yourself. So the big fear I hear often is, I'm not going to have enough. What if I go broke? Like, do you really think that you're actually going to go homeless? Like that you won't actually care for yourself? Probably not. You're always going to take care of yourself. You're always going to have shelter. You're always going to have food. You're always going to find a way to actually make this work. So think of the area in your life that you want to create more abundance. Maybe that's more work on a passion project. Maybe that's creating more clients for yourself. Maybe that's ramping up your website, or we're reaching out to old clients and seeing how you can serve them, how you can support them. So write down just an area that you want to create more abundance in your life, and then one habit or action step that you can do daily. So let's say I want to start working on building a side hustle. Spirit fingers for side hustles. Who's a side hustler in the house? Be creative. What can I start funneling into my side hustle to start taking action every day? So maybe it's just carving out an hour of time a day. So when we actually train here in the studio, we use what's called a 4-day wave. This is going to be like a very brief brush through. Join the virtual studio if you want to know more about this. No, low, mod, high. We peak at high. No, low, mod, high. It's like a sine wave, right? So no intensity self-care. Low intensity research. Write this down. Moderate intensity is productivity. We peak at creativity. We cannot go straight to creativity without doing the steps. Feel your fingers for that? Yeah. We got to take care of the stress response in the self-care zone. We need to research and see what other people are doing and model it after somebody that's successful in doing it. We need to be productive and write outlines and map it out and think of all the possibilities, maybe hold some meetings, maybe get some feedback from other people, create a structure, create an outline. And then we go into creative mode. So that's when you're actually like creating the body of work. Maybe you're a writer, a painter, you're a video producer. I know Lou is. I really love video production. I've been doing it for a long time. So this seems like a really easy medium for me. And I get to actually interact with you guys, which is great. Cool. Lastly, what are my current barriers to a daily meditation practice? Seated meditation, not just I'm driving in my car and I'm meditating. I hear that one all the time. That is not open monitoring meditation. Bonus points for being present, but seated meditation is what we're after. Thumbs up if you currently meditate 10 minutes a day, at least 5 times a week. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you want to. Double thumbs up. Want to start. It's never too late to start. So open monitoring meditation, again, you're doing that body scan, you're tuning into all the somatic feedback, temperature, kinesthetic sense, sound. You're using that as an opportunity to phase off the reptilian brain and tap into the higher functioning centers of the brain. We're also triggering parasympathetic, and when we're in a calm state and not inducing the stress response, that's when we get our most creative ideas. So just a quick strategy, those of you guys that are entrepreneurs or you run your own business, I recommend doing a daily meditation practice where you envision the clients that you're going to be working with, the end user of your product or service, and how it impacts them. And just have a gratitude practice for those clients. And then oftentimes your mind has like fluctuations. You're not turning your brain off during meditation. You might see a little possibility float by of like, oh, I could reach out to this person and do this. I could offer it this way. I could tweak it this way. So you'll have these little like aha moments when you're phasing off your reptilian brain and you're not in fight or flight. Sound good? Spirit fingers? Try it out. Let me know how it goes. If you're in any of my pages, you can always, if you're in the 6-week challenge or 6-week transformation, you can just type feedback on this here. You can also just check into Shala on Facebook. Just check in. Say, I was at Shala, I did this, and then just write a little blurb so that I can give you feedback and keep you accountable for doing these things, okay? So if anyone wants feedback on this sheet here and how it's impacted them once they've started to put it into action, your job is to check in at Shala. Say, Summer, I did this thing. It was awesome. Here's what I learned. And that is coaching. That's when you have brought it into a relationship with somebody else and somebody is actually keeping you accountable for it. It's not passive at that point. And lastly, your new habit or action step to allow you to tap into a daily meditation practice, if that's something that you desire to do, which I highly recommend to get yourself out of fear state right now, is do your daily meditation, do your journaling, and then pair it, couple it with something that you already do. Okay, lastly, how to get into flow in your life: movement, meditation, mindset. Those are 3 entry points to get yourself in that gamma brainwave state often. Movement, we practice on a 4-day wave. We wave no intensity, that's a recovery day. Low intensity, that's our mobility day. Moderate, that's training 70 to 80% on heart rate max. That's all of our HIIT classes at the virtual studio or Mace practice. Peak at high, which is 80% heart rate max. Then we cycle back down. Our meditation, we're doing 10 minutes a day, and journaling so that we can bring awareness to our subconscious mind of what is happening there. What's my physical check-in? What's my emotional check-in? 3 things to release, 3 things to manifest for the day. And our mindset is taking action often. So every little action counts. It can be the smallest little thing. If it's just getting out of bed and like researching something and then writing some notes on that research, that's an action. Not just getting out of bed, but doing something that's related to your vision, your long-term goal that you have imagined. And then failure is feedback, right? So a lot of people are really afraid of failure. Like, what if I fail? Everyone else has done this before. Everyone's doing it. It's a saturated market, blah, blah, blah. That does not serve you. There is so many people out there offering really cool things right now, and no one does it just like you. You have your own special je ne sais quoi, or charisma, which is a blend of warmth and competence. You have that, and nobody can do it just like you. So remember that you are of value, you have the ability to serve others, and you can over-deliver, and that's that mindset abundance, that abundance mindset. So don't be afraid to fail. Failure is great, because then that means you can refine it and do it better the next time. So I had to refine this approach to launching our virtual studio. Probably failed a couple times. Maybe there wasn't a class that was recorded. I had to, you know, create a member portal. Like I failed, but you guys didn't stop coming, but I kept refining it and using that as feedback to do it better the next time. All right, so that is my speech. Thank you guys. Let's get into some movement. Grab your physical space, put your notes away. We're gonna do 30 minutes of flow practice, and I'm gonna be integrating a lot of the stuff that we just covered into the metaphor of physical movement practice, okay? So if you have a Spotify, you can find Summer Hunting. And if you come train with us at the virtual studio, it's nice to just have that bookmarked because we often will cue you to use it. And I'm gonna use this playlist that's called Japanese Lo-Fi Hip Hop because it's really cool and you guys will like it. So you can search it under me, or you can just type in Japanese Lo-Fi is L-O-F-I hip hop. And we're gonna take a little journey to Japan. All right, so a little bit about the workout today. Why is this not working? Here we go. Okay, everyone start Japanese Lo-Fi playlist, top song. Boom, here we go. All right, hopefully you have a space cleared so you can move. We're gonna be going through what's called nesting, which really elicits the flow state response. There's a lot of brain stimuli, so let's just come to a standing position. Make sure you can see me. If you want coaching feedback, I recommend keeping your video on so that I can coach you as you're going through. Yeah. All right, so find your mountain pose. Take your feet hip distance apart. Start to rip the ground apart under your feet. Draw your shoulders up, down, and back. Take a deep inhale. Circle sweep your arms up, look up. On your exhale, press your palms to prayer. And then as you do so, I want you to fold over your legs and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands through prayer, removing any stagnant energy from heart chakra. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, throw your hands back behind you. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach up and hold. Exhale, hands through prayer, forward fold over the legs, head hangs down. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step back to a quadruped. We'll start with cat-cow. Place your wrists directly under your shoulders. Press the tops of your feet into the ground. Round your back, press the earth away, head hangs down. Inhale, shine the heart forward, spread the collarbones. Exhale, tuck your toes, tuck and round, coming into that concavity in your spine. And then inhale, allow your belly button to drift down towards the floor. 3 more. Exhale, tuck and round. Sync your movement with your breathing. We're using Ujjayi breath in the beginning, which is sipping air in and out through your nose, making a ha sound at the back of the throat. Let the exercise or the movement start to breathe you. So we find the air leaving the lungs here on the rounding and entering the lungs here. Come back to center. Corkscrew your arms into the ground. Find your shoulder pack. Activate your lats. From here, touch your right hand against your arm, all the way up past your sternum, past your heart. Unfurl, look up and hold. Pack that bottom shoulder. On your exhale, thread your arm underneath your body, palm facing up. Ha, Ujjayi breath. Again, inhale, reach up, stretch up, and hold. And exhale, thread. 3 more. Inhale, pack the shoulder. And exhale. Starting to visualize what actions you're going to be taking today to start moving forward towards your goal or your vision for yourself. Imagining what is possible. Inhale. We open the heart. Exhale. Come back to center. Replant your palms. Corkscrew your arms into the floor. Press tops of the feet into the floor. From here, peel your left hand up, massaging heart energetic center along the way. Reach up, stretch up. On your exhale, thread the arm underneath the body. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, and hold. And exhale, thread. Ha. 3 more. Pack your right shoulder as you peel up. Unfurl all 5 fingers together. Full fascial tension. We're wringing out the fascial web here. The innervation that happens as we do so is critical for us to actually tune in to the somatic feedback arising in our physical vessel. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Return to center, one round of cat-cow. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, take hips to heels, child's pose, arms extended, forehead resting on the earth. Inhale, lift and step, right foot steps forward between the two hands. See that your feet are on railroad tracks here. Join the hands to prayer, sphere of tension here. So the heart energetic center, this is our area for self-love, compassion. This is also the area where we connect with others in our life that are important to us. So if there's anything holding you back here, creating restriction in that area, I want you to use your body as a metaphor. So you're actually gonna rip any of that stagnant energy away from heart energetic center, arms extend. Now look up slightly. Imagine what's possible above the horizon, looking up towards the cosmos slightly. On your exhale, shooting round. Ha. Inhale, glide forward, hip flexor stretch, heart is open, hold, and exhale, ha, shooting round. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. Create more fascial tension. So you're joining your hands. Drishti is important. So where does your eye gaze go? Last one, inhale. And exhale. Keep the hands bound, bend the front knee, reach up and out of the waist, find your full fascial tension, squeezing your hands together strongly. Take a lateral bend to your right, fold the body forward slightly, lateral bend left. So you're drawing a big circle on the ceiling with your fingertips. Inhale and exhale, still sipping air in and out through your nose. If you've lost your footing, your balance, engage your glute, your back glute, engage your core and pelvic floor, get rigid in your core to keep balance. Good, reach up, stretch up and hold. Exhale, hinge forward, plant the palms, step back to your modified plank and then child's pose, ha. Immediately lift and step the opposite leg forward, hands to prayer. So again, sphere of tension in the front of your heart, imagining any energy that doesn't serve you in that zone, anyone that is being a naysayer in your life or any negative self-talk that you have currently, rip it away from heart energetic center, unfurl. Exhale, keep your eyes on the prize, be fierce, embody the warrior. Inhale, heart open, hip flexor stretch, heart is lifted, and exhale, shooting around, staying alert. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. So one of the key markers for getting into flow state, we do a lot of repetitions in our mobility drills so that you can map it, you can find that pathway, and you can incrementally shave off immobility and activate different zones in your fascial web, which essentially helps you, last one, inhale, helps you to actually be able to tune in and stop being numb to the feedback your body's giving you. Bend your front knee, reach up and out of the waist. If you have kiddos in the room, just use them as another opportunity to tune out any white noise so that you can stay focused on your body. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, flex the wrist, hinge forward, plant the palms, press back, child's pose, hips to heels. 2 rounds of breath here, inhale, and exhale. Again, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lift your hips, step your right foot between your 2 hands. Sweep your arms up overhead. We're going into Skandasana preps, our most complex mobility drill. Exhale, hinge forward, plant the palms, curl the back toe under, lift the knee, spin and anchor your back foot down, so that's your left foot. From here, crawl your hands across, coming into a Skandasana. You can pull your toes up, bounce a little bit, and then crawl the hands forward, re-square up the hips. Inhale, kneeling crescent lunge, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward. Listen carefully, curl back toe under, lift the knee, spin and anchor the foot down. Level 1 is crawling back. Level 2, arms straight out, find your sit back. Good, 3 more repetitions, square those hips. Inhale, kneeling crescent, facing the front of your mat. Exhale, hinge forward, sliding and gliding back laterally. Option to keep your arms straight out. Good, 2 more, inhale. If you want to put a little bit of expression on that movement, you can play with tempo and speed. Where is the movement coming from? How can I find my footing? How can I use the movement practice as an expression to train with more flow? More fluidity, more confidence. As you start to embody that confidence, it's going to spill over into all areas of your life. Inhale, kneeling crescent lunge, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward, plant palms. And curl back toe under, lift the knee, step back to a high plank. Press the earth away. Hold your body here. Shift your shoulders forward, lower knees, wrap the eye of the elbow forward, lower chest and chin all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower, press back, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Dynamic, walk your feet out right and left. Right and left. Inhale, take your left leg up, three-legged dog, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, step the foot through the two hands, join the hands at prayer, find that sphere of tension. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward, plant the palms on the inside of the foot. Skandasana prep, curl back toe under, lift knee, spin and anchor back foot down, walk your hands back. Level 1 is using the ground, crawl it forward, replant the knees, square the hips. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward. Curl back toe under, lift the knee. Level 2, keeping your arms straight ahead, finding that sit back, pulling the toes up. Move at your own pace, drilling it until it becomes a little bit more automatic. Take your time. If you have a Skandasana in your practice, go a little deeper. See if you can sit your hip all the way down to your heel. 2 more. If this is a new movement for you, explore that open hip transition. Pull yourself back with different speed. Last one, inhale. And exhale, ha. Ujjayi breath. Everyone, meet in kneeling crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up and hold. Pack your shoulders, tone your back right glute. Lift your chin or eye gaze, coming out of the fear state posture, coming into an open heart posture. Inhale. Exhale, flex your wrists, hinge forward, plant palms. Curl back toe under, step back to a high plank. Shift your shoulders forward, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga low plank. You can go into up dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog, let it go. 2 rounds of breath, inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, walk, jump, or float the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to prayer, hands by your side, mountain pose. That is our mobility warm-up. We're going to move into some technical movements. We have 5 exercises which will be nested. You'll be working 5 reps of everything, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So first round we learn it, second round we practice, third round we perform it. Again, that is the training applications of how to elicit a flow state response. There will be level 1 and level 2 of all exercises. Squat to quad press, arms straight ahead, feet nice and wide. Now imagine you are doing a push-up, or sorry, the top of a push-up like a plank. You're packing your shoulders to turn your lats on. Your pelvis is in a neutral position here. You're not here leaking power. You're squeezing the glutes on. Turn the palms to face each other. From here, initiate with your hip hinge, just like we did in cat-cow. Send your glutes back in space, arms straight ahead. 4 counts to lower down, 4. Keep going, sit your butt back more, 3, tear the ground apart more, 2. Come all the way to the bottom, make a diamond with your hands. Hinge your body forward and shift forward into quad press, level 1, hold. Check to see that your back is parallel to the ground, right? Your knees are hovering about 3 to 6 inches off the ground. Push yourself back to a flat foot squat. See if you can go a little deeper here. Rise up, squeeze your glutes. Level 1, let's learn it. Squat. Hinge forward, you come to the top of a quad press, level 1 people. Pack your shoulders, generate torque. Elbows track in, splay your knees apart, find your lats. We're not just locking out our elbows here. There's a micro bend, and we're corkscrewing like we have 2 jars under our hands. Make it burn, keep holding. Holding the weight of the world here. 3, you can do this. 2, and 1, push back. Flat foot squat. Rise up, squeeze your glutes at the top, find that power stance. Level 2, level 1 people, just keep going with level 1. This is our first round of nesting, 5 repetitions. Our level 2 people, slow burn, lower down, lower down, lower down, hover, pack those shoulders and hold, hold, hold. Level 1 people, you're just up in a quad press. Press up, hold, pack the shoulders. Push back to your flat foot squat. Palms face each other, crown to coccyx alignment, rise up. I see some people that came up too quick. 2 more. Squat, stay with me please. Tear the ground apart. Hinge, if you're in level 1, you're holding here and torquing while we do our level 2. Our level 2 people, we're going down and holding and hovering and pressing up. This is where our challenge is slightly higher than our current ability. Sit your hips back. Palms facing each other, rise up. That was 4. Arms straight and rigid, glutes on. Posture tall, embodying the warrior stance. Last one, shoot the hands forward. Hinge your body forward, hands like a diamond. Level 1, people, you're holding and shoulder packing. You're not taking a breather. Lower down, hover and hold. Use the energy in the virtual studio, the virtual room. There's 28 of us here right now. Drop it back. Drive up. Actually, there's more like 30. Chugging breath. Inhale through the nose. Listen carefully. Pause. Exhale through the mouth, 4 counts. Bounce. That is our recovery breath that gets us out of fight or flight. Inhale deeply. Pause. Suspension of breath. This is called the kumbhaka. Exhale. In Sanskrit, they call it the kumbhaka. Triggers parasympathetic nervous system. The little chug, the vibration, allows our fascia to release residual tension from what we just did. 5 base switches. Arms straight ahead. Arms are tight. Shoulders are packed. There's a fierceness. You're kind of tuning out off in the distance. Tuning off the tip of your nose. Hip hinge. This time, as you come down, your hands are not a diamond, they're straight ahead. It's a very similar position that we were just in, just the hands are straight ahead. Level 1 base switch, nice and slow. Everyone, pivot your knees to the right. Keep both hands on the floor. Pack your shoulders and hold. Come back to center. Swivel, knees to the left. Back to center. Now, add a loaded B, so push your butt back towards your heels. Pack your shoulders, swivel. Level 2, you're lifting a hand, packing the shoulder. Nice and slow, stay with me. Level 1 or level 2, 2 hands on the ground. But I want you to really think of like you're going through like clay. Slow and controlled. And exhale. Harness that force in your obliques. 5 on each side for this first nested round. It will speed up later on, don't worry. Keep it going. Last one on each side. Counting our singles. Good. Push yourself back to flat foot squat. Rise up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Chugging breath. Inhale. Exhale. The first round we'll do chugs in between. The second time, there's no chugs. We're just going through the whole circuit. Find your squat. Functional squat. You may or may not have the mobility. If you don't, just take a little trust fall. Take the hand back. Level 1 tripod switch. This is great because it helps imprint the non-fear state posture. This shoulder, draw it up, down, and back. The hand is directly behind the hip. Rotate around. So everyone take the hand to the shoulder. Rotate around the orbit. Anchor, elbow to rib. Ready and alert. Exhale. These are tactical fitness training methods designed actually for special ops, firefighters, people that, go ahead and lift level 2. People that are in a stress response often, this training protocol, this type of training is designed to actually help people under stress to make really, really fine, detailed decisions really quickly when they're in a stress response. Last one, but it also can be used for everyday people. You'll notice I'm just doing the tripods on one side. You can do them on both sides. Swing it around, rise up. Chugging breath, inhale. Exhale. The chug breath is important. Inhale through the nose. Stay in one place, exhale. Bounce it out. Yes, inhale. Bring that heart rate down, exhale. Quad press to tripod. Here's a fun one, guys. Find your squat. Hinge it forward. Hands turn in like a diamond. You can either do your quad press, just a little baby one or a full one. Quad press. Now, from here, pivot your left hand to face straight ahead. So for me, it's gonna be my right hand. Let's anchor with our right hand first. So turn both hands straight ahead. Anchor with your right hand, lift your right foot and start to feed it across your body, and you're gonna come into a tripod, hold. Good, drop down. From here, lift your right foot and drag it underneath, return to that little quad press position. Switch sides. Thread your opposite leg through, pivot. You can just anchor here and lift, and then pull back through, come into a quad press position. Thread, quad press to tripod, back down, and switch. Quad press, tripod, opposite side. So the leg goes just underneath the body. You pivot on the back heel. You can sit on the ground if you need to, just to anchor. If you don't have the ability to lift all the way up, that's fine too. And pull back. 5 on each side, guys. Swivel. Go for it. Does not have to be perfect. Back to quad press. Good. Swivel. Nice, Amy. Back to quad press. Good, Susanna. Nice. Good, Deb. Kristen looking solid. Marianne, you know these, I'm sure. Full hip extension, Marianne. Yep, good. And then add a little speed. Good, nice, Petra. Awesome, back to the starting position. From your squat, stand up. Chug it out, inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Fifth exercise, spinal rock to squat. Do your best to stay out of a stress response. Squat, peel your hand back. Hands to knees, pack the shoulders. Elbows drive into the floor as you roll like a ball. Option to lift your hips and grab your knees, level 1. Level 1, we're just rolling like a ball. Level 2, coming into the tactical fitness variation. Hips are lifted, squeeze the glutes on, looks like this. Drop the knees towards the chest. Level 3, coming into a squat, either using fist for wrist or just reaching and holding an alert squat. Pull back, spinal rock, reach forward like you're shaking two people's hands. Here, stand it up and chug it out. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, tricking your mind or nervous system into perceiving this work as easy. Inhale, controlling your stress response. Exhale. All right, moving into our 4s. 4 repetitions of everything, no chugging breath till the end. You guys ready? Thumbs up. Spit your fingers. Yeah, okay, here we go. 4 reps of squat to quad press. The music is slow, so we're going for a slow burn. Arms straight ahead. Squat. Hinge it forward, hands turn in like a diamond. Either hover or quad press for 1. Push back and squat. Squat. Quad press, down and up. Push back, rise up. 2. Squat. Hinge forward, quad press. 3. Last one, squat. Quad press. Push back, 4. Squat. We've got sit through hip. Pack those shoulders, load the beast. Level 1, swivel knees to the right. 1. And 2, option to lift a hand, swivel 2, and 2, 3, stay with me, 3, 4, and 4. Push back to your flat foot squat, rise up, squat, tripod reach, sit back, right hand back, orbit around, 1. Option to lift, full tripod, go for it, and switch. Last one on each side, guys, tripods. Your functional movement patterns of how you get up matters. Right hand to floor, left hand to shoulder. Swing it around the block. Find your squat, rise up. Quad press to tripod, squat. Hinge forward, do your quad press 1 time. Thread your right leg underneath your body. Tripod, reach. Back to quad press. Boom, thread your left leg under. Reach up, that is 1 rep. Back to your quad press, down and up. Thread it under. Reach up, that's 0.5. Middle. Now this is rep 2, reach up. Swivel, quad press, stay with me. Drive up. Quad press. Switch sides. You notice I'm just doing the one side. I'm working on a shoulder dislocation, so I'll be modifying on my left side, but you guys can do both sides. Full extension. Go for it. As you finish, push back to your flat foot squat, rise up. Squat, spinal rock, level 1, 2, or 3, hands to knees, roll back. Inhale, exhale back. Option to go for the lifted squat. 2 more. Using fist for wrist if you need to. Last one. Stand it up, chug it out, inhale. Pause, exhale. Be still, keep your feet on the ground. Resist the urge to fidget, inhale. Exhale. Using the breath as a tool to get out of fight or flight and back into recovery. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Moving into nesting phase 3. Here we go. Arms straight ahead. A little faster. Squat. Rise up. Squat to quad press. 1. Push back. 2. 3. Let the exercise breathe you. Base switch, swivel. 1, 2, 3 on each side, guys. Option to lift a hand. Push back to flat foot squat. Squat, heel right hand back, tripod reach. Level 1, level 2, a partial reach, or level 3. 3 on each side, guys. Go for it. swivel, around the block, back to your squat, rise up, squat, hinge forward, quad press, lower down and up, swivel, tripod, center, swivel. Let's just do one quad press in between. Good, back, quad press. Again, swivel, tripod reach. Make your body your origami, swivel, anchor, reach, swivel. Last one, swivel and reach. Push back to a flat foot squat. Rise up, spinal rock, 3 reps. Stand it up. Chugging breath. Inhale and exhale. This is right where you're starting to switch into that flow zone. Inhale and exhale. Things are going to get easier here. You're actually triggering what's called the neuroimmunoendocrine response. Super good for you. Rounds of 2. Here we go. Arms straight ahead. If you want, you can take a sip of water and hold the water in your mouth for this round. It's another way to trigger parasympathetic. Go ahead. If you want to do this as a bonus. Okay, here we go. Squat. Quad press. Back to squat. Squat. Quad press. Back to squat. Stay with me, guys. Squat. Hinge forward. Base switch. Option to swivel and lift a hand. Swivel. One more on each side. Swivel. Option to lift a hand. Swivel. Push back. Squat. Tripod reach. Squat. Peel back. 1. And 1. 2. And 2. Swing it around the block. Rise up. Squat. Squat. Quad press to tripod. Thread through. Pull back. Thread through. Drive up. Pull back. One more time each side. Thread through. Perfect little rectangle or square. Thread through. Back to the starting position. Find your squat. Rise up. Squat to spinal rock. 2 times. Grab those knees. Exhale. Inhale, using fists for wrists. Chug it out. Swallow the water. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Final round. 1 rep of everything. Put your highest self into this last round. Train with a purpose. Ready, begin. Arms straight ahead. Slow burn. Squat. Hinge forward. 1 quad press. Push back to your deepest squat like a yogi squat. Rise up. Squat. Base switch. Back to center. Squat. Rise up. Squat. Tripod. Switch. Swing it around the block. Rise up. Squat. From your quad press, thread your right leg through. Tripod. Reach. Back to hovering quad press. Thread the other leg through. Reach up. Hold. Back to starting position. Squat. Rise up. Squat. Spinal rock. Fist for wrist. Or rise all the way up to standing. And chugging breath. Inhale. And exhale. Amazing work. Let's cool it down together. Generally, we take a heart rate after our interval training. So if you want to just take a little 15-second count, go ahead and begin. And stop. Give me a thumbs up if you're between 25 and 30. Thumbs up. If you're between 30 and 35, thumbs up. Right close to the camera. Cool. 35 and 40. Thumbs up. How about 40 and above? Awesome. Cool. Excellent work, you guys. Let's cool it down. The stretching is just as important because we're getting ourselves back into parasympathetic. Inhale, circle, sweep, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. I encourage everyone to stay to the very end of class. We're going to be doing check-ins as well. It will be a short cool down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back, child's pose, hips to heels. Curl toes under, come into downward facing dog. Take a nice wide foot stance. Press your shoulders back behind your wrists. Bend your knees a lot to release your low back. Open your jaw, rotate your head side to side. Drive those heels down. Inhale, take your right leg up, 3-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hip, find that hip flexor stretch. You can stay here, or if you have a flip dog in your practice, feel free to take flip dog, coming into dancer's bridge. Totally optional. Dancer's bridge, cartwheel back around the 3-legged dog. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, step the foot through the two hands. Help it out if you need to by reaching underneath. Inhale, kneeling crescent lunge, Anjayasana. Inhale. Clasp the hands, point your fingers up. Exhale. Breathing through your nose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Option to curl back to under, lift the knee for the yogis in the house. You can stay here with knee lifted or keep the knee down, hands to prayer. Rotate your body to the right. If you don't have the ability to rotate that way, you can go the other way. So here, option to lift the knee or not. Pack your shoulders, see if you can bring your hands in line with your heart again. Inhale and exhale. Good. Slowly unwind. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward, plant palms, press back, child's pose, hips to heels. Ha, let it go, releasing low back. Lift and step, left foot forward, inhale, arms up, reach up. Press your palms up overhead, pack your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, take a lateral bend to your left. Inhale, center. Option to curl back to under for the yogis. If you have the balance and you're not finding yourself wobbling, try that. Either knee down or knee up, hands to prayer. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, hinge forward. Hook the elbow on the outside of the knee and find that twist. Inhale and exhale. Good, slowly come out with control. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward, listen carefully. Step back to a modified plank. Shift your shoulders forward. You can lower all the way down to the ground for baby cobra, or you can glide forward into up dog. Knees lifted, eye gaze on the horizon. If you tend to lock out your elbows in up dog, bring a micro bend to your elbows so that you're drawing your rhomboids together. Squeeze your glutes on to release your lower back. If you feel any pain in your low back, just regress to cobra. Press back, child's pose, ha, let it go. Drag your hands back to your knees, swing your legs straight out in front. Sitting up nice and tall. Arms straight ahead, slowly roll your body back. Lying spine, our last stretch. Bend your right leg, lift your bum, shimmy. Let your right leg fall across your body. You can grab the knee if you'd like, releasing your low back. And during this final cool down, think about what went well in your practice today. You can also think of when you started turning on that flow state sort of mechanism. So when action and awareness merged, you became completely present in your body. Things were synchronized, things became more effortless. Go ahead and rotate out of that. Ball of foot on the floor, unshimmy the hips, right foot long, left ball of foot on the ground, lift and shimmy, let the leg come across the body. Breathe. So where were you able to access flow state, that hyper focus, spontaneous joy? It's when the neurochemical cocktail of serotonin, dopamine, epinephrine gets released. Start to balance your hormones, your endocrine system. The more time you can spend in flow state, the better for your brain, your health, your mental mood, your ability to make long-term sustainable behavioral change. Come back to center, unwind, knees to chest. Pack your shoulders, rotate the head side to side. Option for happy baby pose. And then release your legs and arms down to the floor. We'll end with 4, 7, 8 breath. Real simple. It's a great one to start with your open monitoring meditation. It's really simple. 4 counts in, a 7 count pause, and 8 count exhale. Ready, begin. Inhale, 4 counts. Pause when you reach the top. Suspend the breath for a moment. 7 whole counts, moment. And then exhale through the nose for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, 4 counts in. 7 count pause or suspension of breath. And an 8 count exhale. Slow, slow, slow. If you breathed out too fast last time, slow it down so that you have the whole 8 seconds to exhale. Begin again, inhale. And as you inhale, filling up the heart energetic center. This is a great area for abundance. Expand in that region. Pause and hold. Then you can contract your solar plexus here, drawing navel to spine. So this is our motivation, discipline, and drive, that energetic center. Getting the elbow, doing the elbow grease to get things done. Putting in the elbow grease. Exhale, 8 counts. One more time on your own. Inhaling, expanding in the heart energetic center. Eyes are closed, breathing in, maybe even breathing in through crown of head. Root energetic centers is how we keep our physical vessel, our body, our home, our surroundings. Pause and hold. And a long exhale when you're ready. And then slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and roll your body over to the right side. Keep the eyes closed and slowly press yourself up to a meditative seat, hands resting on the knees. This is our final reflection time to reflect on what went well in practice and what we want to continue to take action on in our lives. Being reminded that the physical vessel is a metaphor for everything we do in our life. When we take care of our physical vessel and we train our body and mind and optimize that vessel, that energy goes and flows into all the things we do. Join the hands in heart center, deep inhale, and deep exhale. Deep inhale, just imagining how we can optimize our vessel, what we can do to put ourselves into flow state more often. Take a moment of gratitude for showing up. Namaste. It's a pleasure and honor to teach and share these practices with you guys virtually. Go ahead and unmute your screens. You can do a little check-in as we close practice. I'm going to turn off the recording for that. And if you have to go and you've got to get somewhere, I totally understand, but I'm going to just do check-ins with everyone. We do this as part of all of our classes. So I'm stopping recording. Okay.